took so much from me. Days disappeared. Nights were trapped in blank neon lights. There were windows but no sky. And I forgot the wind that once called me. Time taught me how to surrender, how to bow my head, how to pretend to smile, how to hide myself in words saying this is how life should be. I slowly faded away. I'm heading to the sea now, with this body full of scars, without a word, without any luggage, into that vast and blue embrace, to confess myself, to strip myself bare. Will the song I forgot rise again in the sound of waves? Will the horizon still remember my name, even if I follow no one anymore? I go to the sea first to stand as myself. Try to erase me, even if I leave no trace behind. The fact that I existed, will the sea know that? I'm heading to the sea now, with no tears, no words, carrying these light footsteps, heading to the sea inside me. The sea won't ask me why I came so late. It'll just quietly hold me. I'm heading to the sea now, into the sea's embrace I go. I climbed the mountain far too late. The sun was long gone, the trail unclear, but something within me pushed forward, an urgency without name, to go somewhere, anywhere, but not stay still. Darkness swallowed the path behind me, and fear walked beside me, until a silhouette appeared in the trees. A deserted lodge, crumbling in silence, its roof cracked, its door ajar, but shelter nonetheless. I spent the night in that empty lodge, breathing the cold with every thought. Beneath that roof of broken memories, I looked up, and the stars whispered, you are not lost, you are just passing through. The clouds hovered gently like old friends, pressed upon my skin, and I wondered how long had I forgotten this kind of stillness. I asked no one but heard answers in the branches, in the chill, in the hush. This wasn't a night to forget, but to remember what silence teaches. I will remember that night, the ruinous lodge that held me without a word. The stars, the moon, the clouds and the wind, they saw me. They became my path, and along that path without fear I will go. I just stepped off, that was all. A station barely marked on any map. A large winding pine tree stood silently at the end of the platform. It felt like something I'd once seen on a picture postcard, a strange and familiar you see. Someone like you seemed to be sitting in the waiting room chair, next to a signpost under yellow light, head bowed quietly, not waiting for anyone, but somehow still waiting. I stayed at that station, though I had a path to follow. I couldn't leave. Maybe because of that moment, as the sunset bled across the sky, I thought I saw you. The pine tree said nothing, and the train prepared to leave again. But I stood there hesitating beneath the name of a nameless place, as if peeking briefly into someone's heart. Were you really there that day? Or was it just something I wanted to see? These kinds of illusions keep stopping me in my tracks. I still haven't left, though the ticket is in my hand. The air of that station, the scenery, the bench, and that person like you, they all held my feet in place. The train is gone, only the sunset remains on the platform, and still I stand there hesitating at that station, wondering if it was love or simply loneliness. tightly closed lips, people holding something deep inside, like the heavy thoughts I had unpacked. Were they too running away like me from the noise, the promises, the endless race? No words in the quiet stillness, but in those eyes, stories left untold were quietly resting. I saw people like me on the train, those who had turned off the noise of the world, heading to places unknown, not knowing what they were searching for, moved only by the urge to leave. Perhaps like me, they were simply escaping. Tears seemed to well in someone's eyes. Someone else reflected their childhood face in the sky outside the window. And someone whispered softly, I just wanna live as myself now. Someone said, a feeling I thought I'd forgotten clings once again to this window. It wasn't a letter, but a long-held silence, finally turning into sound. I saw people like me on the train, inside their soundless resolutions, rebuilding the days that had once collapsed. Maybe we weren't going anywhere new, maybe we were all just trying to return. The train moved on, but I still remember those people inside, in their eyes I saw myself again, and the train quietly passed through the road inside me. I was walking along a mountain stream, pacing my steps to the murmuring water. Under the shade of a cherry tree, the air was cool. A squirrel darted across a mossy rock. The wind stirred the leaves of a lacquer tree. The scent of azaleas and willows wrapped around me like a dream. Have I known this place before? No, it was my first time here, but every scene felt like a moment from a dream. And when a flying squirrel paused to look straight into my eyes, that fleeting glance was where the encounter began. You were there beside the flowing stream, as if we had known each other forever. No words were spoken, but your gaze said everything. Like a touch of sunlight, you melted into the moment. We didn't know each other's names, know where we had come from, but we looked at the same landscape, remembered the same scent, shared the same silence. said nothing but handed me a stone. The pattern etched on the pebble still whispers the sound of the stream from the pocket of my coat. You were there like a breeze passing by, but deep within my memory you remain as a single frame. It wasn't love, but deeper than any love I've known. I keep walking, following the scent of that day. The encounter has passed, but it has become a part of me. You were there above the sound of the stream. At the crossroads of many paths, I came to a halt. No road called out to me, no road blocked my way, and that made it all the more confusing. Perhaps the choice had been made long ago. Crossing valleys, climbing rocks, my feet sinking in the mud. Struggling through for a while, I ask again and again, is this the right path? No. Am I the right one to walk it? The wind blows, the summit is still far. My breath is short, and I grow smaller. But within that wind, something whispers, you're on the right path now. Now. The leaves trembled, the wind sometimes pushed me, and sometimes embraced me. I said nothing in return, I simply kept climbing, believing that this wind-blown path would someday become my story. When I reached the summit, I did not shout. I simply sat down and entrusted all my questions to the wind. The wind passed by, brushing the dust off my soul, blowing away the heavy yesterday. I grew a little lighter and a little stronger. At the summit, I quietly prepared to descend. In the end, the wind carried me, and in that wind, I smiled quietly. The summit had not been waiting for me, it was I who had been waiting for myself all this time.
sun hung low on the mountain ridge. The river shimmered in golden light. I walked slowly along the riverside, saying nothing at all. Only my shadow walked beside me. A fluttering blade of grass held between my lips. I crouched down and listened to the water in that sound. Her laughter overlapped a voice I could never forget, echoing from somewhere. That riverside we used to walk together long ago. Now I walk alone, but her footsteps still echo somewhere deep in my heart, rushing past like the wind. The river flows on and I stand still, a single blade of grass in my hand, as if that were everything. A humble afternoon, a quiet thought though. She is gone, I am still on that path. The name of someone lingering on my tongue, swallowed in silence, even without speaking. Memory flows like that day's river. She may be gone, but the afternoon we shared remains in the breeze, reflected in the water, gently touching who I am now. I walk that time again once more. Before the darkness settles in, I take another step, leaving behind her name, setting down the blade of grass. The river keeps flowing, and so do I. There is darkness, there is the moon, there are stars, there is the sound of water. I am alone, though I feel all of it, I remain still alone.
It's a cliche, I know. Pitching a tent, pouring a glass of soju, gazing at the sky. One of those nights, but this silence, it holds me without a word. The moon lives inside me, the stars live inside me, the sound of water too. I seem to be with them, but truly I'm with them. voice rises now in a quiet chuckle under the moonlight. That lump in my throat blows away with the wind, and I take another sip. The moonlight lingers in the glass, then slowly slips away. It's okay to be alone, because all of this is here with me. Each star whispers a story. That night it was me. When the sound of water falls asleep and the moon hides beyond the ridge, inside this tent I cradle another universe, draining the last drop of soju without calling your name, because this night is simply beautiful. An old tree standing tall casts its shade with open arms. A bench to one side, a worn out wooden table. A single can of beer resting on it, escaping the scorching sun. I sit there catching my breath. No one speaks to me, and I don't bother to arrange my thoughts. I just listen to the drifting sounds. Riding the breeze, a bicycle passing by, a child's laughter, and something stirring within me. This place where I've come to pause, a place where time flows just a bit slower. No drink to crave, no task to do, no worry to bear. Just for now, I forget them all under the shade of the Zelkova tree. I simply exist. It's not familiar, but the warmth and smell feel known. The texture of bark, a distant melody riding the air. All of it seems to be watching over me. Where did I come from, and why did I end up here? I start to wonder, then stop, take a sip of beer instead. Its bitterness strangely feels warm, even if this moment goes unrecorded. Even if I tell no one, this breeze, this tree this pause in my life, they will remain somewhere because I felt them. As the sunlight tilts a little more and the shadows stretch further, I'll eventually stand and leave, but for now I just sit with a can of beer. A strange city, an alley I'm walking for the first time. Walls that feel familiar yet cold, covered with the layers of old posters. Through those gaps, someone's back passes by. I stopped without thinking. It felt like that person might turn around. Long hair flowing over the shoulders, a slow stride and an unerasable silhouette. In that alley, I remembered someone. Was it a missed connection from the past, or someone I haven't met yet? Either way, that back lingers long in my mind. Maybe we were both just travelers in the stranger's eyes. There was a hint of a recognition. No words were spoken, but this alley would remember him. If I had called out, would he have stopped? If I had smiled, would he have turned around? If that had been me, would he have recognized me? At the mouth of a strange alley, I looked back at myself, following that person's back. My heart stretched out like a shadow. Every moment of that time is still walking within me. He never turned around, and I, silencing my hesitation, walk my own path, though the wind blew harshly. I didn't look back either. It had been a while since I last rented a bike. this afternoon of the street into myself. Perhaps it's the wind taking me somewhere. The thought quietly stayed with me today, not as anyone else, but simply as me. I rode through this road a little lonely, a little adrift, but just fine for an afternoon. As I crested the final hill, I whispered to myself, maybe I should just keep going to the edge of the city. And then I pedaled once more.
I deny it. Reality is still reality. It ties my body, binds my thoughts, even restrains the act of denial itself. So many directions, north, south, east, west, but no true destination. I spit into the air just like that. A little rebellion against everything. A fleeting gesture, as if to say, then let my path be drawn where that lands. Dreams begin from foolishness. Should I go to the sea, to the mountain top, or to a distant island? Should I walk the streets of a foreign land and fall in love with someone I've never known? Wherever it is, just not here, just not this version of myself. In that dream, a girl from another world held my hand. She smiled quietly and said, "This is the road. You've been walking it all alone." I didn't know where to go, so I wandered. I pretended I had somewhere to be, and maybe that was enough to keep walking. Now I think perhaps the road was never a place, but rather a direction within my mind. And that direction keeps changing with the wind. And so I walk again, still not knowing where to go. But I walk because this wandering
so I just walked past the corner stores, past sleepy traffic lights, to the edge of the sidewalk. I kept walking until houses disappeared and fields opened wide, until the air grew spacious and still. The grass whispered in unfamiliar tones, and the nameless wildflowers nodded as if they knew everything. The birds spoke in riddles, not loudly, but with a kind of meaning. Even the wind seemed to carry words I almost understood. So I kept walking with no map, no plan, only a quiet feeling that if I went just a bit further, something might make sense. Beneath the swaying bridge by a slow muddy river, I sat, a boy was tossing stones. An old woman passed with a cane, and then I realized the road had never been lost. I had simply not learned to breathe with Had I not walked, I would never have heard the sky speak. Had I not been lost, I would never have noticed what it means to simply be. Now I walk, not to run, but to become. With every step, my breath grows deeper, my gaze clearer, and the world gradually accepts me. So I just walk without a reason, without needing to explain. The road speaks for itself, the grass bends, the light shifts, and the world welcomes a wanderer like an old friend. I sat in silence, the fire burned away old memories, and the guitar string rang once more. It wasn't a song, but quieter than silence, a voice from deep within me. There are times I wanna drift far away from city lights, from people's kindness. I stepped aside from all of it, listening to that one string. It didn't feel lonely, it felt exactly like coming back to myself. One guitar string was enough when no words could be said. That single note lightened my heart. This night, this glow, this quiet resonance, that was everything, and it was enough. As the fire dwindled, I set the guitar down. The string stopped, but inside me it kept ringing. There were no words, but somehow I understood a little more why I had left. There was noise in all the roads I walked, but the guitar string beside the fire asked nothing of me. It simply stayed. So I remember the firelight, the silence, the trembling of a single string that night. It saved my heart. The fire has gone out, but its warmth still reaches me. To some, this might be no song at all, but to me, it was everything that night held. A guitar string, it was the ember in my heart, still gently resonating. She said nothing, only traced the air lightly with her fingertips. Instead of words, I sent a gaze, and she nodded in return. The gypsy asked no questions, not my name, not my past. She only seemed to wonder if the me sitting here tonight was real or not. Then she silently handed me a guitar. I held that guitar close to my chest and gently pressed just one note. That note trembled quietly like my soul, unbroken. And then she smiled for the first time. The sound of stars shifting, the wind dancing in the fire. That night bore no names, only truth. What passed between us was not speech, but sheer presence. Everyone wonders, but not everyone is a gypsy. Wandering is the surface, a gypsy lives within. She made me confront the stranger inside myself. Wordlessly I held her hand, pressed one more note, and it recognized me like an old friend. She let go of my hand without a word, and that was enough. The night passed without know. Asked me nothing, and yet we were true to each other. That was the only moment every journey ever seeks to reach.
I had been walking without meaning, without purpose, and somehow I arrived at this strange valley. The sunlight was soft, the air clean. Each stone, each leaf held their places in silence. Then a bird far away uttered a short sound. It wasn't a song, it felt more like speech. Another bird responded, a continuing thread, gentle and vivid, like someone's old memory. Their voices came flying toward me. At first, I couldn't understand, but strangely, they felt familiar. You were always on the road. Wherever you paused, the world quietly breathed. Even the moments you turned away, the world still remembered you. I stopped walking near the center of the valley. A blade of grass was swaying. I heard what that leaf said. You being here now, that is everything. Before those words, I could say nothing. I stayed there for a long while. A soft wing beat from somewhere, a murmur between leaves. I was hearing it all. I didn't think of the way back. It didn't matter to be here now. That was all. And for the first time, I could simply breathe. Now I know words are not sounds, but presence. Words are not comprehension, but resonance. So I left the valley with gratitude for every word. I didn't say I won't forget. I only hoped that wherever I may dwell, those words might ring again. That would be enough.
How long has this song been with me? I wonder. It rose to my lips, then sank back down to where words don't reach. Memories kept fading. My fingers would hesitate, but the melody wasn't lack of courage that kept me silent, but the feeling that no one could ever understand what this song held. So I never sang it. The quieter the world, the deeper it echoed inside. Even now, afraid someone might hear it, I keep it soft, whispering only within myself. And then one day I thought of someone who listened, not to my words but to the breath between them, to that person, or perhaps to you who's hearing this now. At last I offer this song carefully for the first time. This isn't a polished song, it doesn't seek applause. It's simply a record of being alive, a person's quiet truth. Yes, I can sing it now, though it was born in the solitude of night. Now that I sit across from you, I feel we can share this quiet together. The song I never shared with anyone, but now I send it to the wind, the stars, and you. A trembling line, a handful of hesitation, yet still it was all sincere. The day I left, everything was blurred. I wasn't even sure what I was searching for. Time passed, and under skies I didn't recognize, through alleys with names I couldn't recall, I slowly began to meet myself. The face reflected in the window no longer feels unfamiliar. Within the weariness, a quiet calm. The passing scenery whispers in silent tones. No need to say I'm okay or I'm still not ready. I am simply on my way back. The city will be the same, crowded, noisy, perhaps ready to consume me once more. But this time I'm different. The landscapes within me push me forward. Answers found in silence now guide my steps. Some stare out the window, others tap at their phones. Some are dozing and some are lost in thought. They all felt like versions of me. The stillness inside this bus didn't feel like an end. It felt more like something beginning. with eyes a little softer. Even as the scenery shifts, I remain myself. What I've learned on the road is not how to return, but how to live again once I'm back. I'd seen it all, that sorrow and joy had become familiar. But one morning, a single beam of sunlight made everything begin anew. There were whispers telling me to rest, to stop here and now. But I knew I still had nights left to tell my story. The journey isn't over yet, I'm still walking. I stood up where I had fallen and carved a new path where I had lost the old one. There's meaning in every step. The breath I take carries the wind's tail. The journey is still alive.
In the bag beside me lies a diary left unwritten, stories never fully shared, a photo I thought I had forgotten.
All of it speaks to me. It's not over yet. There are still a few more songs left to sing.
Oh, say it's over and life stops, but say it's not, and life begins to sing again. I'm still curious about tomorrow, and that alone keeps me journeying on. Oh, yes, the journey isn't over yet. Now I walk deeper, following a map hidden inside me. Step by step I expand my own world. Someday I'll arrive, but not today. There's no need to just yet. To be alive is to be on a journey. So I keep walking today. Don't ask me why. I'm still living. The road has not ended, and I am still on that road.
We both knew it was time to go, even without saying a word. What was in your final look wasn't parting, but a promise to me again. as the seasons we shared quietly passed us by. The warmth of those days won't fade so easily. I believe you feel the same. Where might we meet next time? In what kind of place or moment? Even if the scenery has changed, I hope we'll still smile the same. This road we walked in silence will remain our shared memory, quietly waiting for the day it continues. Like sunlight resting under a tree, our time together was brief, but the words we shared in it will bloom slowly, even after we part. Our time, this moment isn't really the end. So where might we meet next time? I can't say for sure now, but if we still recognize each other, then that'll be enough. That's why I won't say goodbye today. I'll keep take care tucked away too, just wherever, whenever. Let's meet again with a smile. One day, all of a sudden, a name I had long forgotten rose to the surface like ripples on water. I didn't call it out, yet the voice wrapped around me like the edge of a quiet shore. Into the dried up corner of my heart, a breeze gently seeped in. You stood at the fading edge of that day, like someone who could have been happy without me. Slowly you drifted away, and I asked nothing. Suddenly that song circled my lips, its lyrics half remembered, half lost. Even its setting felt like this riverside. Was it raining then? Did even the rain feel like your breath? The road I had come was one where everything left me behind. What remained were words unspoken, feelings never fully shared, and a song that stopped mid-verse. I love you always arrive too late, only when you could no longer hear them did they finally bloom, and I swallowed my sobs in silence. If that moment were to come again, Suddenly, the person I was that day cries again through that old song. Was it raining then? Still I sing that day once more in tears.
Place and moment after that became yours. The bench you once smiled on, the alley we passed, even the bus that just drove by. In a crowd of strangers, someone called my name. It was your voice, but of course you weren't there. Still I turned around, you stood there as if you never left. That's how illusions find me, familiar and dangerously soft. You called my name that day with that one word. I became someone to you. But now it must end. The you from that day is the one I must let go. I walked through streets without you and still heard your laughter. Your shadow slipped past a window you never touched. I stopped, pulled my phone from my pocket and silenced the alarm. It was the time you once set for me. Today my reflection smiled. I realized I could smile without thinking of you. It wasn't escape, it was acceptance. I had loved you, and now I let you go. That day you called my name, and I began to exist, not just as me, but as yours. But today I say my name again, quietly, as my own. Where you once were, there is now only space, and in facing that I find peace. So I release you with gratitude to the one who once called my name.
You were sitting in front of me, and I was holding my coffee cup, searching for words. The light inside the cup trembled slightly, and under the table your knees moved quietly. It was me who chose not to speak. You didn't ask and I prepared no answer. The coffee barely touched our lips, then cooled just like us, saying nothing at all. Until the coffee cooled, we were together, but shared nothing, not a word, not a glance, not even the same silence. You looked out the window, and I pretended to look at you. You left a sip untouched. An unfinished cup says more than an empty one. That's how we began to quietly fall out of step. Even now, whenever I walk past that day, I still see the cafe lights turned on. Only the color of the bulbs has changed, but the air inside feels like it hasn't cooled. Was it me who stayed warm, or was it you? While the coffee cooled, we tried not to, but in the end, we burned out harder. The clink of a spoon, the hush of a breath, they stayed there longer than words ever could. The cafe is gone now, the cup too, but I still carry that hour like warm porcelain in my chest. The coffee cooled, and so did we, each other.
It was just a step too short that afternoon. You slowly began to speak, and I closed my eyes. Sunlight touched my toes before it reached my face. That silent air from that day slipped through the cafe window this afternoon. Steam rose gently from the warm coffee, and on the table a receipt I had carelessly left from yesterday. Words we never said remained unwritten on its back. Sunlight never explains, it reveals everything, it says nothing. Like your eyes that day, they said it all without a single sound. After you left, I stay seated, unable to clean up anything. The curtain barely swayed by the window, and my coffee cooled slowly for a while. I watched your fading silhouette reflected on the surface of the cup, then quietly close my eyes again. People choose silence, not when they fold their hearts, but when they try to open them. I remember the things you didn't say
Today at 2:30 in the afternoon, I closed my eyes in this same place. Sunlight walked quietly across the floor. You weren't here, but you were. There was no shadow. But just like that day, I was still closing my eyes toward you.
I stepped off the train onto a foreign street, walking along the riverside you once called beautiful. Sunlight dances over the rippling waves, and back then you said this river is dazzling. A narrow alley, red brick walls adorned with ivy. Back then you sat by the window sipping your coffee, saying how cozy this place felt. Even now I can still see your smile so vividly. Back then you listened to the sound of a distant guitar and whispered, the music of this street is like the wind. Back then you turned away with a bittersweet wave and glanced back over your shoulder more than once. A foreign street, a familiar heart, your words still linger in these alleyways. I keep walking as if we were walking together again. Back then you kept speaking, saying something, saying everything. Ah, where have the words you spilled gone? A silent lake, a small fish leaping through the air. Back then you said its shimmering scales look like stardust. I smiled and nodded at your words, but only now do I truly understand what you meant. A wooden bench along the roadside, a strangely familiar scene. Back then you said, let's sit here and rest for a while. Now I sit in that same spot, breathing deeply, trying to remember you. A foreign street, a familiar heart, your words still linger in these alleyways. I keep walking as if we were walking together again. Back then you kept speaking, saying something, saying everything. Ah, where have the words I once heard gone? A foreign street, a familiar heart, your words still linger in these alleyways. I walk just like I did back then, as if you were still beside me. Back then you kept speaking, saying something, saying everything. Oh, where have the words you spilled gone? The train apart, the street sounds fairly feet. Back then you kept speaking, saying something, saying everything. Oh, where have the words I once heard gone? Where have all the words you spilled gone? Where have they all gone? I was going to leave early, really I was. But the moment I saw that sunset, my footsteps wouldn't move. I just couldn't walk away from this place. Under the sky, burning in hues of gold, the quiet street softly glows. Sunlight ripples over the flowing river, and suddenly I
find myself frozen in time. That bench, the one you loved, sitting here, it feels like you're still near. Your silhouette waiting for me back then. Somewhere in this fading light, I still see you. A day drenched in sunset at the edge of another day. I still think of you as if you're here. I was meant to leave, but I just couldn't. So I surrender myself to this sunset. Time slowly drifts by. Street lights start flickering one by one. A gentle breeze whispers in my ear. Tarry here just a little longer. I took one step forward, turned back and sat on that bench again. In this unfamiliar street, with a heart that knows it all. Tonight I'll stay right here where we once were. A day drenched in sunset at the edge of another day. I still think of you as if you're here. I was meant to leave, but I just couldn't. So I surrender myself to this sunset. Perhaps I'll stay until the night takes over. Perhaps by morning everything will change. Maybe this street, maybe this heart will shift with the first light of dawn. A day drenched in sunset at the edge of another day. I still think of you as if you're here. I was meant to leave, but I just couldn't. So I surrender myself to this sunset. I take a deep breath, and tonight in this place I hold you once more.
A quiet room, moonlight slipping through the window, casting soft shadows on the walls. A half-empty glass of wine rests on the table, while a familiar melody hums from the radio. Memories of the day slowly dissolve, drifting within the gentle notes. In this silent hour, with no one around, I softly whisper to myself. A silent night, a flowing melody, notes that tremble deep within my heart. At the end of a weary day, for just this moment, I let go of everything and sink into the sound. The curtain sways slightly with the night breeze as time moves slowly deep into the night, like pressing a piano key with delicate care. My emotions awaken one by one, faded memories and distant days. emotions, but for now, just for now, the music holds me in its warm embrace. As the music flows through the night, I close my eyes and let myself drift away. Back then, it hurt more than I can now explain. Words collided, hands let go too soon, and we were far too tired to keep hating each other. Looking back, everything fell apart, but it was love, and it was the end. Time passed, and I began thinking less about why you left, and more about how I kept going. All the sharp words, your cold eyes now feel gentle, as if softened by the distance. I sing that song again, not with the pretty words, but with the trembling I still remember. I don't sing because it was beautiful, I sing because it happened. We weren't perfect, but now it all feels beautiful. In the photo, we were smiling, it was a lie, but now I can hold even that lie with a tender hand. We meant it once, and now on separate roads, welcoming different seasons, I accept that with quiet joy. Eventually becomes tenderness, hate and love fold into something radiant, if only from far away. And in that light I sing again, alone but not lonely. I sing that song again, even if you don't hear it, even if the memory blurs, the singing itself keeps me alive. A final line that lets me return to myself. Everything that passed now glows quietly inside me. Wounds became patterns, and the nameless song has found my voice now as myself. I sing it again.
Standing at the crosswalk, waiting for the light to change. People rush past, their footsteps merging into one. I lift my head for just a moment between towering buildings. Sunlight gently spills through that moment. A quiet smile crosses my lips. Perhaps today will feel a little lighter. In the midst of these breathless moments, the sky has always been there watching over me. was always there, yet I never really saw it. Why am I only noticing it now? As I take a deep breath crossing the street, the sky embraces me, filling my lungs with its presence. A moment to look at the sky, letting go of the weight I've been carrying through the rush of life, through the dulling of feelings. It gives me space to breathe, just for a while. A moment to look at the sky, letting the clouds drift just as they are. Memories that have passed, struggles of today, and the unknown tomorrow. I let them all flow. Sitting by the window, placing my coffee down, closing my book, I gaze at the evening sky, bathed in the golden hues of the setting sun. If I take in this light, will I grow a little deeper? Then the wind softly brushes against my shoulders, and I wonder if it could carry away today's regrets. Everything changes, everything moves on, yet the sky, steady and unwavering, remains the same. When night falls, the stars begin to rise, and the sky shows me a different face. Perhaps one of those countless stars has always been watching over me. A moment to look at the sky, letting go of the weight I've been carrying through the rush of life, through the dulling of feelings. It gives me space to breathe, just for a while. A moment to look at the sky, letting the clouds drift just as they are. Memories that have passed, struggles of today, and the unknown tomorrow. I let them all flow. I let them all flow. The past, the present, and the unknown tomorrow. And quietly I start walking again.
I gaze at my reflection in the window, a familiar face that suddenly feels distant. Time moves forward, they always say, yet I stand here frozen in the past. Footsteps echo through familiar streets, people passing by lost in their own worlds. Once I was walking with someone beside me, but now it feels like I'm drifting alone. They said time never stops, then why am I still lingering in the same place? Yesterday, today, and tomorrow all seem to blur into one single moment. Between the cracks of time, am I still walking through that same day? Paused yet flowing, flowing yet paused. Have I trapped myself in this endless space? Between the cracks of time, I'm still holding yesterday while living today. Memories fade, emotions grow distant, and somewhere within I lost my way. A cup of coffee left untouched, time dissolves into the steam.
disappearing between the swaying curtains. Yesterday's shadows still watch over me. What excuse do I have now? Am I still waiting for you here? Or is it time to finally leave? My feet hesitate on the threshold, but time moves on, leaving me behind. And then suddenly I realize it was never time that stopped, it was me. Now I must truly move forward, carrying the longing, yet stepping beyond it. Between the cracks of time, I must go now, I must truly leave, unlocking the door that's been closed too long, taking a step, then another towards something new. Between the cracks of time, I too must travel far at last, leaving the faded memories as they are. I must push forward to find my own path. I stand open the window, and with a quiet hum, I take one step, then another, moving forward. I walk through the day again, brushing past countless faces, sometimes weary, sometimes smiling, sometimes standing still, just gazing at the sky. The evening glow slowly seeps in, the streets quietly light up one by one. Today fades just like this, yet tomorrow another day will be waiting. It's okay to struggle a little, not every day can shine the same, but if small happiness stays beside me, noticing it is all up to me. Like today, again tomorrow, may these simple moments embrace me. The morning sun knocks on my window, a cup of coffee and warm greetings follow. Like today, again tomorrow, may the gentle wind caress my heart. Though some days may be lonely or hard, I'll still carry myself forward. A familiar melody drifts from a street corner. A quiet hand flips the pages of a book by a cafe window. Under the lamplight along a quiet alley, I softly reflect on my day among the people, or sometimes alone. Each of us is living our own stories, and so, step by step, we keep walking towards tomorrow. Not every moment can be special, but that doesn't mean they are meaningless. Just living through today as it is might be beautiful enough. Like today, again tomorrow, may a gentle smile embrace me. The morning sun knocks on my window, and as night falls, may I rest with peace. Life be beautiful enough. Like today, again tomorrow, may the warm wind hold my shoulders. Though I may waver, though I may ache, I'll keep carrying myself forward. Good night, world. Good night, my friends. To everyone I met and crossed paths with today, good night, sleep well. Good night, good night, good night. the curtain. The world below looks the same as yesterday. People passing by like scattered dots along the alley. An old couple seated quietly on a bench across the street. Like ripples swirling in my coffee cup, my heart moves gently just like them. Someday I too will walk that road, but for now I only watch from here. The world beyond my window, steps moving near and far, drifting among the passing faces, searching for myself. Though it seems like time is standing still, the hours flow by as I sit in my quiet little room. When the rain falls, droplets gather on the glass. Beyond them, the city lights blur and fade. A couple whispering beneath the shared umbrella, yet inside my room, silence lingers still. I take a sip of coffee, warm filling my chest. Familiar scents wrapping around this space. Like the scenes outside my window drifting by, I wonder what is it that I am searching for. The world beyond my window, steps moving near and far, drifting among the passing faces, searching for myself. Though it seems like time is standing still, the hours flow by as I sit in my quiet little room. Perhaps I want to stay here forever, or maybe I'm waiting for the day I finally step out. Closing the window, I pause and wonder, does the world I watch ever look back at me? The world beyond my window, unchanged yet somehow different, as my heart shifts little by little in its quiet transformation. If I open the window, a new breeze will sweep in, and even this small room will welcome the scent of spring. I still sit quietly, watching the world beyond, and once again I simply watch.
Sitting on a quiet park bench, watching people slowly passing by. From afar, a couple's phone plays a tune, a melody so familiar yet distant in time. That song, the one only I remembered, but I couldn't recall when or with whom I had heard it. Then suddenly, as if by fate, it found me again, stirring something deep inside. I thought I had long forgotten, told myself it didn't matter anymore. But a single note from that song took me back to those days I left behind. A song I heard by chance, pulling me into a faded page of time.
street, the sunset melting into the golden leaves. As if it were meant to be, we stopped together, waiting in silence until the song had played its last note. Back then I never thought it would be the last song we'd share, but now here it is again, still lingering inside me, still playing in my heart. I thought I had long forgotten, told myself it didn't matter anymore. But a single note from that song took me back to those days I left behind. A song I heard by chance, pulling me into a faded page of time. Before I knew it, I was humming along, drifting back to the moments we thought would never end. Someday, if you hear this song again, will you stop and think of me just like I do now? Like that day when we stood still, holding hands, afraid to let go. Sitting on a quiet park bench, watching people slowly passing by. Then suddenly, as if by fate, I hear our song again.
The day I first met you, it was last spring on a rainy day, amidst people running with umbrellas. You quietly approached and held one out for me. Dim streetlights reflected on the wet pavement. You brushed back your damp hair and smiled at me. With a shy smile, your white hand offered the umbrella. And in that moment, the world seemed to pause. Do you still remember that day, that spring rain, the endless thrill soaking through us? You and I, our first meeting, that tremble, that joy. The day I first met you, the whole world was drenched in rain. Under the umbrella we blossomed together, even the raindrops seemed to bless us. The day I first met you, a precious gift I'll treasure forever. The scent of that day, the warmth of that day, it all felt like magic meant just for us. In the cafe, soft music played. With small hands you wrote something on the foggy window. Let's stay together forever. Your innocent letters, like a child's wish. And in that moment I knew that our love would remain the same even in the distant future. The emotions of the day I first met you, still here now and forevermore. The day I first met you, the whole world was drenched in rain. Under the umbrella we blossomed together, even the raindrops seemed to bless us. The day I first met you, a precious gift I'll treasure forever. The scent of that day, the warmth of that day, it all felt like magic meant just for us. If that day had never happened, would we still be here together? Like fate in the midst of the spring rain, at last we found each other. The day I met you, it was the day my world began anew. Walking toward me through the rain, from that moment I belong to you. The day I met you, the first page forever imprinted in my heart. The final page of our story will always be written together. The day I met you, it was the day everything began. And here we are, still so happy. And here we are, still in love. I walk slowly along the forest path. Birds chirp and a squirrel hides away, like the dry leaves crunching under my feet. Memories of the past quietly awaken. Some faces are clear, some fade like mist. Friends I cherished, love that once bloomed, fleeting moments back then. It all felt eternal. Now it drifts away, dissolving like morning fog. A path through memories, my heart drifts along, carried by the breeze, scattered through time. They've all left, they've all disappeared, yet within me they still remain, like the floating clouds. Tracing its own way, golden sunlight dances gently on the water's face. I sit on a rock and gaze at the distant mountaintop. Clouds linger there, and I once thought I stood that high. It was an illusion, drifting far. I once resented time that wouldn't stop. Now I let it flow, resisting, like the water, like the wind, simply a part of nature. A path through memories, my heart drifts along, carried by the breeze, scattered through time. They've all left, they've all disappeared, yet within me they still remain, like the floating clouds. If I could return to those days, would I walk more slowly, love more deeply? No, let it be. I'll embrace this moment, for this wind, this path, they belong to me. I walk quietly along the path, gazing toward the endless sky ahead. They've all left, they've all disappeared, yet within me, traces of them still remain. And so, I let them go.
has quietly passed by. Yet in the old photos we're still smiling the same. Back then we believed everything would last forever. Took each other's days for granted without a second thought. Walking down familiar alleyways, laughing until our sides ached at silly little jokes. Now those moments are blurred, like whispers in the wind. But today, for some reason, they feel clearer than ever. Do you ever think of me, even just sometimes? The wind of that day, the warmth of that time. They say everything fades with time, but maybe the things we bury inside only grow clearer. The us back then, the me now, walking different paths. Yet still I remember moments frozen in time, echoes of the past, still lingering within me like clouds in the sky. Where am I standing now? I told myself I'd move on, that I'd be fine. But sometimes when I walk these streets, I feel as if you are still right there beside me. On a quiet evening, I see my reflection in the cafe window, unfamiliar and distant. And suddenly our last moment comes rushing back. The silence we held, the words we never said. Do you ever think of me, even just sometimes? The wind of that day, the warmth of that time. They say everything fades with time, but maybe the things we bury inside only grow clearer. The us back then, the me now, walking different paths. Yet still I remember moments frozen in time, echoes of the past, still lingering within me like clouds in the sky. There's no way back to what we once were. We've both changed far too much, but in that time, in that place, we existed, and that alone was enough to paint our story. The us back then, the me nows, living under the same sky but in different worlds. Perhaps like me, you too have days when you suddenly remember all.
I sit by the window as the rain falls, tracing your face with my fingertips, drawing your eyes, like sketching your lips. And for a moment you feel so close, but the raindrops blur the lines. My trembling fingers hesitate. I erase your eyes, I erase your lips, and in the end I erase you once again. All that remains are faded memories, a name lingering at my fingertips. I thought I had erased you completely, but on rainy days you're still a misty presence. I scribble on a
Crumpled paper lies on my desk, your name written and rewritten over and over. Beyond the window, the blurry streets, the road you once walked. I stare and stare, lost in thought. There's no trace of you left behind. Nowhere, not a single sign. Yet somehow, so vividly, you remain deep inside my heart. A scribble on a rainy day, drawing you, erasing you, drawing you again. My heart dissolves like the raindrops on glass, but what I can never erase is my longing for you. Will I truly forget you someday? Will this scribble fade away? No, even then I'll still be drawing you, erasing you, drawing you, erasing you, over and over again. Drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing you and me. Drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing you and me. Drawing, erasing, drawing.
The world I dreamed of as a child, the stars that sparkled beyond the window. It felt like I could reach them, so I ran and ran again. A melody calling from afar, a voice that whispered my name so close I could almost hear it. Yet with every step it slipped away. Still I reached out my hand, even if I couldn't touch, even if I couldn't hold, believing that someday I would, like yesterday. Today I reach out once more, a dream within reach, distant but near, near yet far. Though now it's blurred, it hasn't faded, it still lingers deep inside of me. Walking down the street, a memory resurfaces, that small wish from long ago. Though I've grown older, it remains, still resting in a corner of my heart. Once I turned away without regret, but looking back now, I realize those moments were the happiest of all. And maybe it's not too late to dream again. Still I reached out my hand, even if I couldn't touch, even if I couldn't hold, believing that someday I would, like yesterday. Today I reach out once more, a dream within reach, distant but near, near yet far. Though now it's blurred, it hasn't faded, it still lingers deep inside of me. There were times I hesitated, afraid that I might never grasp it, but dreams don't drift steps toward them. A dream within reach. If I step a little closer, I might finally hold it. Even in the dimmest light, I won't lose my way. Today, once again, I walk towards you. A dream within reach. A dream where I can almost touch you.
Turning the narrow alley past the familiar corner. A small bakery I always passed, filled with the scent of warm bread. Across the street, under the old lamppost, you sat on the red bench reading, waiting for me. Sometimes I stop in my tracks, silently staring at the place we once sat together. The bench remains, the street unchanged, but time moves forward, and so do I, yet I linger. Would you ever pass by here again? Do our footprints still linger in this place? Through the bakery's glass window, like that fleeting moment when our eyes once met. Turning the narrow alley, memories hold me still, refusing to let go. I thought I had left, but I realized I'm still circling back to this place. Turning the narrow alley, my steps grow slower, more hesitant. I thought it had faded, but some things never leave, like the echoes of us still whispering in my mind. The old wall behind the bench, still covered in scribbled messages from strangers. We once left our names there too, etching our fleeting moment in small secret letters, passing through unfamiliar faces. For a second I wonder if one might be you, but reality settles in, I know the truth. The past is gone, and you are no longer here. Would you ever pass by here again? Do our footprints still linger in this place? Through the bakery's glass window, like that fleeting moment when our eyes once met. Turning the narrow alley, memories hold me still, refusing to let go. I thought I had left, but I realized I'm still circling back to this place. Turning the narrow alley, my steps grow slower, more hesitant. I thought it had faded, but some things never leave, like the echoes of us still whispering in my mind. One day when I walk this path again, what kind of person will I have become? Will I still feel the same longing, or will I finally just walk by undisturbed? Turning the narrow alley, unfamiliar yet still so familiar. The past versions of us are gone, but I take a step forward, following my own path. The wind blows fading footsteps, then I take one step, then another. Turning the narrow alley, walking forward, a single flower petal gently falls onto the empty bench.
Turning the final page, I quietly close the book. Between the lingering words, echoes of emotion stretch endlessly. Sunlight scatters beyond the window. Time flows as if standing still, yet inside me the story lingers, its words still sinking deep. of a book. I know it's not the end, but a beginning. In the empty spaces left behind, a new story is waiting to bloom. Reading again, once more again, not ready to let go just yet. This feeling, this fleeting moment, I wanna stay in it a little longer. But someday I know I must close it to open another book, another story. If I linger too long, I might never see what's waiting next. Yes, this book holds our story, you and I, the time we shared. Even if I close the last page, you will forever remain in my heart. The last page of a book, I know it's not the end, but a beginning. In the empty spaces left behind, a new story is waiting to bloom. I close the book and quietly close my eyes. I close the book and quietly close my eyes. I come over the hill, drift past city towers, brushing the flags of government buildings, gliding gently among the people. I greet the flowers and trees, tickling the ears of the living. And from one end of the city to the other, today again I carry spring with me.
Lovers on a bench whisper sweet nothings into each other's ears. Their love always dreams of eternity, giggling close, inseparable. I smile faintly and hurry past them on my way.
When I see children, my spirit grows light. Their laughter bursts like petals, fountains, rays of sun, illuminating everything, dazzling and bright. As I pass by them, I hum a little tune without realizing. Even in the gloved hands of the fish stall lady, sprinklings fresh mackerel today. She calls, but noticing a stray cat loitering beneath the parasol, she tears off a piece of fish she was cleaning
And flicks it toward the cat. The elders seated on park benches carry silences as deep and golden as the sunset. When a dog out walking with a child wags its tail, they slowly reach out a hand to gently pat its back. Spring settles on their wrinkled hands. Today gay again, I turn the cafe corner past beneath street lamps
can't catch my breath at the alley's end. In every place I pass, I leave behind small smiles and a trace of warmth. Soul pulses with life, it dances with youth, lives on change and passion, and of all hold freedom and love. Today again, I ride the breath of this city. Spring already lives within our hearts. It blooms from us and through us bears fruit, mountains and fields, heart to heart, quietly, peacefully blossom and spread. Today again, I move among the people sharing this gift. The spring of soul is a love we all have bloomed, whispering that truth. Today again, I move among the people, singing and dancing through them. Today again, I move among the people, singing and dancing through them.
You always spoke of freedom and justice. You cried for truth, for the equality of all. But behind your words, arrogance, rudeness, and quiet deceit. Our questions were silenced, our lives crushed beneath careless feet, pushed to the margins again and again. So we became candles, one small flame met another, and the square blazed into light. We stood back to back, enduring the bitter winds, and proved there's nowhere left for lies to hide. We won't forget that day. Hands joined in the cold, voices rose like a tidal wave through the freezing air. This spring belongs to no one, it belongs to all of us. Spring was never something to wait for. It was a promise we made and a promise we kept. One whisper, then another grew into a chorus of truth. When we placed broken bouquets in each other's hands, we bloomed again as fearless flowers. Spring is not just drifting petals, but the will to remember and the trust to into herded boots I wore all season. Inside them my toes curled, holding in the cold. Then came a spring day, sunlight spreading freely, and I stretched out, walking the spring roads in slippers. Kids burst out of classrooms, dragging their slippers down the hallway, leaving trails of footprints across the sunlit schoolyard. Slippers were the door to spring. Come on in, they seemed to say. But to me, slippers also became a cruel weapon in memory. Back in the days when we called them 쓰레빠, inside gray classrooms packed like bean sprouts. Dusty chalkboard, spring air softening the mood, only to be shattered by a flying blue slipper. One word of protest, one shift from attention stance, that's all it took for a slipper to strike the back of my neck. Spitting with a growl, smearing it on the sole of the slipper, and smashing it down on our foreheads without hesitation. One day she pressed her chewed gum onto the slipper stole and ground it into my brother's shaved head. A middle schooler, that teacher, I wonder if she's now raising her own kids in peace. At the school gate, we always had to keep our heads low, like little convicts, apologizing just for being there. That was the time a slipper better called 쓰레빠 held in someone's hand. It trampled our dreams, young and defenseless. But now the kids today, they bring spring right from their toes with every step. Oh, slipper, I still can't forgive that teacher. A slipper. When I see kids wearing slippers to school, my eyes sting with old tears. Back then the Sepa made me burn with rage. Now the slipper makes me quietly smile. Spring is everywhere. Now years later I'll walk in slippers again, holding my child's hand down a bright spring road. Cherry blossoms float in the air, our slippers feel like flying, light and easy to wear. Oh slipper, no one calls you that anymore, but to me you'll always be that memory, that damn slipper of my school days. Goodbye. Every weekend, driving down the highway, an hour and a half from Seoul. A tiny sign tucked between rice fields, this way to the weekend farm. What began as curiosity is now a habit of hoe and soil for this couple in their 50s. The husband grabs his tools, already digging. Wife pulls out her phone, searches YouTube, and plays the song she loves. Trot rhythms bounce through the breeze. He digs deeper in time with the beat. She teases him with a smile. Won't you make those rows any straighter? Handing him a bowl of water, still smiling, he sighs. Woo! Farming's no joke, gulps it down. That's the stuff. Even butterflies swirl around, singing, oh, life is good. Let's eat before we work more. A mat is spread and a bundle of kimbap is open from behind her back. Ta-da! A bottle of mak걸li appears. He grins, what about driving? She smirks, today I'm the chauffeur. The smoky wind of the city is now a breeze of flower petals here. A long day slips by, their hearts now scented with earth and spring. Garden row, planting pepper seedlings side by side. Will they grow? Well, you think you're blooming more beautifully than them these days. He dusts off his muddy pants with his cap. They walk the edge of the field as dusk falls. We farm a small patch of land, but in spirit we're landowners, big ones. In the trunk, local green onions, 2 trays of eggs. Let's plant some crown daisy next week, sure. 2 bottles of mak걸li. Outside the sunset burns crimson, and only laughter lingers in the quiet field. Even on borrowed land, living without greed, this spring is all ours, a spring of our own.
Oh, that hits lost. A glass of mak걸li with a John. On a day when spring rain whispers quietly, I sit back on an old chair in a humble tavern. A slice of pajon, a glass of mak걸li, goes down smooth like an old K-trot song. Along the market alleys, that savory smell drifts in the air, and one by one, people come soaked from the rain, weighed down by their day. Their clothes are damp, and so are their hearts. Nothing beats pajon and mak걸li on a rainy day. Someone laughs over army stories, another curses the world to ease their chest, bragging about the kids, grumbling about husbands' sighs, and stories fill the table. They clink their cups and shake off the day. To this moment, cheers, one glass then another. Oh, on rainy days it's gotta be pajon and makkolli. Life sizzles like batter in a pan, then goes down soft and warm. As the hours pass, so do we, floating gently along the sound of the rain. Tired hearts, lonely days, all melt and wash away in the drizzle. A slice of pajon
melancholy lifted by laughter. Raindrops tapping gently at the window. And without words, we begin to lean into each other. The night deepens, the kettle empties, and our stories pour out, never quite ending. For every empty cup, another is filled, each with a tale cooking slowly in this rainy alley. And drip, drop, the raindrops start to dance. Sizzle, sizzle, golden brown. The pajon cooks just right. Our hearts, our laughter, they rise and spread, warm like the scent of mak걸li. Excuse me, another pajon with mak걸li over here. This table too. One more round, please. In this rainy alley with mak걸li in hand, another day slowly sizzles into the scent of pajon.
The sign is worn and faded, but inside the gukbap house, the madam hums like boiling broth. Kungjak, kungjak, kungjajo kungjak.
Steam rising high, the gukbap is boiling, and so is our love bubbling along. She taps the ladle to the beat, a trot melody laid like garnish on top.
Kungjak, kungjajo kungjak. One Sunday gukbap, please.
Coming right up with a ladle full of love. She spins her ladle like a microphone.
The spotlight hers, her stage always open. Kungjak, kungjajo kungjak.
The gukbap house madame is the queen of trot. Between the floating garnishes, life gently sways. A twinkle in her eye, a warm dialect in her voice. She guards the heart of this alley once again today. Oh, madame, that song of yours, what a soulful tune.
A bright dream, singing behind the stage deep into the night. Love and life boiled hot like gukbap, but the world was tough and youth drifted away like steam.
Now she stirs life with the ladle instead of a mic, but her first love song she never let go.
Kungjak, kungjak, kungjajungjak. Between bowls of gukbap, a trot line flows,
and the regulars know it, her deep, bold melody.
Irregular tears up over a drink. She sets down a bowl beside him. Here, eat, while listening to this one. One verse from the madam. Kungjak, 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 kungjak. No comfort in the world compares.
Weary days in hot broth and sends them off to a single verse. They laugh, they cry, they live again. This alley is her stage, and today she sings once more. Madame, that song, that flavor we'll never forget. Here she comes, our truck queen. Kungjak, 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 kungjak. Steam rising high, the gukbap is boiling, and so is our love bubbling along.
공자자 공작.
On a warm, sunny Saturday morning, a breeze teased the curtains as he slipped through the window. The man of few words spoke up first. Should we do a little spring cleaning today? The kids frowned at first, dragging their feet, but soon they were racing out to help. Dolly opened the veranda windows wide, shaking off winter and welcoming spring.
Her husband wiped dust from the ceiling corners. The kids pushed the vacuum and rinsed out rags. Dolly smiled quietly to herself.
When was the last time we were all this in sync?
Opening the drawer in the small room, her fingers brushed against an old letter. Handwritten words from their dating days, still careful and neat, brushed past her like spring wind.
Let's order lunch today, her husband declared. The kids and Dolly shouted in perfect unison.
짜장면 and 탕수육. All four of them burst into laughter as soon as the delivery guy left.
They sat around the sofa mixing jjajangmyeon.
탕수육.
Dad liked bumak, the kids preferred chikmak. Dolly, she went both ways.
With cleaning done and the kids napping, he brought out 2 mugs of coffee to the terrace. We did pretty good today.
Huh? Maybe we should clean again tomorrow? Dolly leaned gently against his shoulder, sunlight glinting off the coffee in their cups. That quiet happiness melted into her chest like a soft wave.
In the kitchen, the sound of chopping onions, a careful hand adding just a drop more soy sauce. Dolly tied her apron once again, seasoning the bulgogi with love. Kids, tonight's a bulgogi party. The little ones rubbed their eyes and ran out from sleep, filling the living room with chatter and giggles. Like the savory smell of grilled meat, laughter filled the house. The house was clean, their hearts warm. Dolly sank into the couch, let out a quiet breath, and gently folded this day into memory. The dust of winter now gone. What once felt tiring or unfair will remain not as complaints, but as warm echoes of laughter. Dolly's family spring cleaning day wrapped in love. Spring is here, they said, and under the wall, Forsythia woke first, waving her pink sleeves in the breeze. I woke up first. She shouts, dancing with joy. Our dog at home lies flat on the floor, deep in sleep, until sunshine tickles his nose. He stays still, but his tail begins to wag and dance, swaying soft. Down the alley by the mill, a loud pop from roasting corn. The pigeons flap, startled, darkening the sky as they rise. Waves of wings dancing high. child at the bus stop lets go of a paper bag. It flies into the breeze, spinning once then twice, dancing in circles in the air. Keen young gum from the ginkgo house downs a shot of 막걸리, sings a line of 춘향가의 쑥대머리. His shoulders start to sway, he dances bold and proud. School is just out, backpacks barely hanging on. Kids run through the alleys, laugh and shout and chattering, their feet already dancing. Even the plum tree by the apartment, branches twitching gently. Pink blossoms stretch and bloom as petals open their sleepy eyes. They sway and dance in rhythm. Spring without a word steps in ever so quietly. Beasts and trees and people too, it lifts them all step by step. Yes, it makes the whole world dance. So yes, spring is dancing. Let's shrug our shoulders, twist our waists, and just like that, dance right into it. Hey, spring is dancing, yeah, yeah. Hey, spring is dancing, yeah, yeah. And now, so am I. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And now, so am I. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I just walked in for a quick little trim. Didn't plan to stay, just in and out again. Oh no, but then she smiled with those deep dark eyes, and I was frozen, couldn't move, stuck inside. She's shining bright like neon lights, moving so smooth like she's dancing in time. Soft hands, warm laugh, whisper so sweet. Oh no, time slows down, but for me it's running fast. The guys keep coming in, damn, there goes another one. They act like they don't know, but I see through their disguise. Okay, beauty salon, we just fell for her. Oh, no way out, trapped inside her stare. One little glance, one little smile, and I'm done, so are they. Oh, my queen, there's no escape, we're all the same. They say this place is the best in town, the perfect spot for a brand new crown. Oh no, no, but I know the truth, I know it well, and so do they. Her scissors slip sometimes, but we don't even care. It's not the cut, it's her, it's her, it's only her. She's shining bright like neon lights, moving so smooth like she's dancing in time. Soft hands, warm laugh, whisper so sweet. Oh no, time slows down, but for me
show up, staring at her, just waiting in line. They pretend they're here for a cut, but we all know why. We all know why. Locked inside her world, and we don't even wanna leave. We all know why. Okay, beauty salon, I just fell for her. Okay, beauty salon, just waiting in line. Okay, beauty salon, we all fell for her. Okay, beauty salon, just waiting in line.
Like always, today felt just like yesterday. But somehow, tonight feels a little different. Another same old day, watching the boss dodging the junior, staring at the copier like it might answer me. A cup of vending machine coffee and kimchi jjigae at lunch. Rice stirred into the broth, eaten alone, just like always. But today someone left a bag of snacks on my desk. Who was it? Maybe Ideri from planning, with that smile, those crescent-shaped eyes. A short stroll down that fantasy was the only soft light in my day. Evening came just like always. I sat under the neon of the convenience store, poured water into the cup, lime, popped open a beer. First sip for the stress, second while waiting for the lime to bloom. People walk by in pairs, in silence, in slumps. Every face wore the same fatigue in the glass. My reflection looked just like theirs, tired, small, but for this moment I was free. Cup ramen and beer like always, the can's almost empty. Then a breeze from the alley stirred something, and there in a crack beside the bench a white dandelion had quietly bloomed. White dandelion, the kind you don't see much these days. In streets overtaken by loud yellow imports, you bloom quietly but firmly. I didn't know you were still here, but you are, steady, alive, rooted in your place. Still, just because today was heavy doesn't mean tomorrow must be the same. This time alone every night has always mattered to me. White dandelion, you bloomed where no one looked, and I think you were telling me it's okay, you can bloom soon. I finished the beer and stand, but some fall. The darkness brightens the street. Like always, this city's night smells metallic, like wet coins and something left unsaid. But it's not all bad. I buy a few more beers, look once more at the dandelion by the bench. And the stars sparkle just a little more tonight. This walk home somehow feels sacred. Because if not for you, how could this ordinary day feel so full? Hang in there, we'll survive, we'll bloom. White dandelion, you wrapped up my day with that quiet little voice. White dandelion.
Last winter was a cold one. You stayed by the window just wagging your tail, following my footsteps quietly with those moody longing eyes. But then the breeze slipped through the door, sunlight danced across the floor before I even said let's go out. Your nose was sniffing, ears were up, tail spinning fast. Spinning at the door full of joy, even before your leash was clipped on. Your paw prints on the grassy field lit like musical notes in the wind. Stopping at every corner, sniffing out stories the winter had hidden. I looked at you and smiled, you looked at me and smiled right back. It's the weekend, I'm whistling a tune. Your favorite duck jerky, packed the whole bag. Sweet potato, pumpkin, carrot, steamed just right. I roll some kimbap, grab a drink or two. You wag your tail in big lazy loops. I hum along with a grin. Spring is blooming gently right here between me and you. Puppy, let's go greet the spring. Let's go greet the spring. Oh, 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 oh. Now that winter's past, maybe life will be a little kinder. And maybe, just maybe, more of our days will bloom like flowers. Puppy, let's go greet the spring. And maybe we'll smile more days, like blossoms in the breeze. Puppy, let's go greet the spring. Let's go greet the spring. Let's go together. People just call me street cat. No name, no heart they care to know. But I know this much: no one in this city has stared at the sky as long as I have. Through the winter, I searched the trash bags again and again for curled up small under broken steps to block out the wind and hold on. When spring comes, I feel it too. The wind on the street becomes my friend. Sometimes the smell of grilled fish slips from
a steel bowl, frying golden egg strips. She pauses, gazing blankly out the window. Spring has deepened, and as the cherry blossoms settle like snow on the hill road, she remembers him, the one whose wrist she never dared to hold. On days when blossoms fall in a sudden flurry, her heart stirs again. They rode the same bus, but she only followed him quietly from a distance. Never touched his hand, barely even said his name. Just blushed, smiled. It was a season when waiting was a form of love. I wonder where he is now. Whom is he spending his spring with? His smile warm like this gimbap, gentle like the scent of sesame oil. When he crosses her mind, she smiles without meaning to, and wraps one more gimbap for someone who'll never know. They're carrying a piece of her spring. What he loved wasn't the egg or the pickled radish. Maybe it was her hesitation, her eyes that couldn't quite meet his, her clumsy shyness. She had known then that love wasn't about reaching out, but about quietly staying in the same place, waiting to be seen. The radio hums a K-trot tune, a soft croon full of longing. She's halfway through wrapping a roll when cherry blossoms catch her eye again. Mrs. My kimbap ready yet? She had drifted off. She adds one more drizzle of sesame oil and replies, yes, coming right up. Does he still remember me? No, it's enough that I remember him. Life has been heavy with love, with work, but somehow I've made it this far. And on a spring day like this, when blossoms burst into the breeze, his face comes back for a moment. Maybe it's okay to take it out and look at it once in a while. After living so busily for so long, the sesame oil smells especially rich today. Maybe because she tucked a little first love into the roll. That memory wrapped deep inside kimbap. This spring, it's ripening all over again.
Winter coats are out, oh I feel so light. Sun kisses my cheeks, wind lifts my hair just right. Fingers brush strangers' smile and let it slide. Maybe it's just the season pulling us inside. The streets are crowded, benches feel so warm. Should I take your hand? Oh, just one more second. Then boom, 20 pine 5, go see where love begins to rise. Spring is calling and youth is on the line. Oh la la la, the temperature of affection, 25 of us say. Cold hands now feel so warm, hearts so wide open and ready to soar. Energy rushes through, lips of a melody pure. Oh la 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 la, the temperature of affection, 25 of us say. By the window side, eyes deeper than the coffee I sip at night. Resting in sunlight, feeling so alive. Every word we
step closer still. Come a little closer now. Oh la 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 la. The temperature of affection, 25 out of say. Oh la la la. The temperature of affection, 25 out of say. With spring we rise again, filling the air with love and light. Fingertips meet, hearts align. We all sing of love tonight. Oh la 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 la. The temperature of affection, 25 out of say. Remember the temperature of affection, 25 a wish. Oh la la la, love is blooming at 2025. Oh la 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 la, where love takes flight at 2025.
From the end of the alley, a gentle breeze touches the frozen ground, tapping softly on my window, whispering yellow secrets into the air. Layer by layer, it peels away the heavy winter chill. Beneath the wall, forsythia sways like a flowing yellow skirt. Between the stretching light and playful winds, it spreads like children's laughter. Forsythia carried on the spring breeze brings back radiant memories. The sound of footsteps skipping by, those ticklish yellow giggles. Somewhere inside them, my childhood self still hides. Bicycles glide down the hill, new school bags bouncing in rhythm. Waving hands chase the rolling wheels, laughter trailing like spring wind. A little child dives into the waves of yellow bloom. Petals in her mouth, she sleeps and dreams until mother calls. That spring still brings a smile and gently closes my eyes. Forsythia carried on the spring breeze brings back radiant memories. The sound of footsteps skipping by, those ticklish yellow giggles. Somewhere inside them, my childhood self still hides. I can't return to that time, but every year they bloom again, like a child's laughter, like tiny feet running free. They color my heart yellow and bright once more. Forsythia carried on the spring breeze, a wistful name hidden in each petal. Footsteps echo through time, laughter floats in on the wind. Calling my younger days, I walk again beneath the forsythia-lined wall. Along the wall where the spring breeze brought the bloom.
just the dim glow of a street lamp, and my shadow trailing behind. Walking didn't feel like going somewhere, but more like quietly turning back into myself. No familiar path, no clear destination, yet somehow I wasn't afraid. The sound of rain softly covered my hesitation. In that hush, I found myself asking, are you okay right now? Passing through a signless alley, I followed, feeling over direction more than what I've lost. It was all I'd quietly held on to that showed me. On nights like this, I finally begin to understand. Wet pavement, a faded mural, a cat beneath the low awning. Tonight everything felt like it was embracing me. Even this rain-soaked city seemed warm for once. We're always so afraid of losing our way, but maybe what truly matters is what rises in that lostness. Where am I now? And more importantly, with what kind of heart am I walking? Passing through a signless alley, I might have been walking for the first time at my own pace, not someone else's, just mine and mine alone. And when I turned around, I didn't know the direction, but I knew my heart had moved forward, and that on this quiet night was more than enough.
The sky over Seoul is gray. People flow like waves, hand in hand, two bent shoulders step into the subway. The screen flickers, numbers changing fast. What stop was it again? They glance at each other searching. People move like clockwork, rush in sync. Where are they all headed? These men and women. Our steps are slow, sometimes we pause, but as long as we're together, it's alright, just like always. And then the subway doors open wide, like ocean waves, people rush inside. We look around, searching for a seat. Two young girls rising gently offer theirs. Oh, we can stand, but such kind and pretty hearts they had. The world has moved so fast, just like this speeding train. Shoulders leaning close, they gaze at each other again. Through by side, never apart. The young couple beside them bickers playfully. A lover's quarrel vanishes like ripples in a stream. Does it bring back old memories? They glance and softly laugh. The quarrel ends as he lightly wraps his arm around her shoulder. The elderly couple chuckles, nudging each other shyly. No matter how the subway shakes, nothing shakes them anymore. Eyes closed, hands still clasped tight, yet clearer than ever their granddaughter's face appears. What was the name of that puppy she has? Time has slipped by so fast. Now our stop is near. Checking once, twice over again. To be old means to check and check again. They turn and smile, looking into each other's eyes once more. Through the ever-rushing streets of Seoul, through the crowds that never slow, the elderly couple walks on hand in hand, carrying a gift for their granddaughter, soon to be a bride.
Same seat, same quiet day. I looked out the window without thinking, and suddenly I felt it. The light had grown a little softer, a little kinder. The wind was still cold, but the sunlight lingered longer. In that light, something unspoken began to quietly bloom. Spring lingered just outside the window. It said nothing, but the warmth slipping through the curtain told me the new season was quite here. Steps of passers-by seem lighter somehow. Someone smiled for the first time in a while, and without meaning to, my heart felt warm again. Outside the window, and for that one moment, no past, no loneliness seemed to matter. I simply stayed within the light. That's how spring comes, without sound, standing for a while, just beyond the glass, watching me.
Neon lights shine bright, the city moves, rhythm takes flight. Step in a circle, the crowd gets loud. This is your moment, own it now.
The beat explodes, sparks fly high, from one other park to the other side. One step forward, someone jumps in, another follows, the battle begins.
Footwork sharp, hands tell a story. This is war, but no need to worry.
Unplanned yet fierce and real, tonight we prove it all with skill. Hands up high, let the rhythm flow. This moment, the music's in control. Anyone's a star, anyone's the stage. Soul's night is calling your name. Move it, drop it, let the bass line ride. Feel the groove, let your body slide. Under street lights, heartbeats race. This is your time, own the space. A kid claps from the sidelines, watching it all. Now their feet start tapping, answering the call. A nod to the beat, lost in the sound. One step closer, now they're breaking it down. Someone jumps, someone spins, another locks in, showing their wins. No rules here, just one command, never stop, let the music stand. Hands up high, let the rhythm flow. This moment, the music's in control. Anyone's a star, anyone's the stage. Soul's night is calling your name. Move it, drop it, let the bass line ride. Feel the groove, let your body slide. Under street lights, heartbeats race. This is your time, own the space. Sweat drips down, breath runs deep, but stopping now, this game's too steep. One more step, feel the heat. Soul streets where dance and rhythm meet. The beat gets softer, but the night still glows, yet the rhythm lingers deep in our souls. One more step, wake the city high. One more step, let's wake the world tonight. One more step, wake the city high. One more step, let's wake the world tonight.
From the sidelines, watching it all. Now the feet start tapping,
Answering call,
under street lights, heartbeats race. This is your time,
own the space.
claps from the sidelines, watching it all. Now the feet start tapping,
Answering call,
under street lights, heartbeats race. This is your time,
own the space. Sea to break free from this age of suffocating speed, entangled ties to let the wind take me wherever it would go. And there in the packed morning subway, I dreamed a dream I had long forgotten. In that dream I became a butterfly, flying slowly, so slowly through the maze of buildings, but with a freedom I had never known. I melted into the wings of that butterfly, gliding soundlessly above the forest of glass and stone. People walked fast, spoke fast, news rushed even faster, the world spun faster still. Some ran ahead, some barely held on, but I couldn't keep up, so I
fly farther. Passage on Boulevard, gliding over Cheonggyecheon, I soared beyond the gates of a women's college and over the Han River, leaving behind the glitter of the city. Just as my wings began to tire, stay strong, little butterfly, the spring breeze whispered and gently became my companion for a while.
I am now flying to the sea. I long to fall into its wide embrace, to dive into the deep rhythm of the waves and be carried away. Surely the sea has been waiting for someone like me.
I look down at Seoul from beneath the clouds, its lights, its speed, its noise and silence. Love lives there and sorrow, and yes, perhaps hope too. But I know now my wings were too light, too fragile to navigate that storm.
I am now flying to the sea. I let go of promotions, romance, account balances, with the flutter of a butterfly finally finding its destination. I go shaken, yes, but with unwavering resolve. The sea must be calling out my name right now.
The sea is still far away, but with every moment
I move a little closer to a better me than yesterday.
So on this quiet spring day with no one watching,
I like a butterfly on the breeze.